They'll be used against me. They'll be used against me. They turn all the people against me.
Shorty's how to get your credit right. Take me to the money bag. Don't make it too complicated. Down to flip 100 racks. Shorty, what's your conversation? It's the biggest boss.
We are in Miami, headed to 10X headquarters, getting ready to speak at the Unbreakable Challenge Revenue Day. It's go time. Listen, we talking about money. They say, yo, we got a revenue day. I said, put me on that day. Put me on the day where we're gonna talk about money. That's all I know how to talk about. I don't know how to do nothing else. Let's talk about money.
All of this ice in my veins. Lately it feel like my mind is out of their range. I'm healing the funnel to pain. Let me stop for a minute to see all this shit that we never did think we would see. We was just kids in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I see it. I'm good. How you feeling? Good, man. Crushed it. How you feeling? So?
Crush it? I don't know. It should be easier by now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be such a grind. But every time it gets easier for me, I just push the number up higher and then I got to grind. It's hard.
Yeah, I got to make a way to get it.
So, we just keep pushing, bro.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing and grind. Great job the other night, man.
I appreciate it.
Did they respond well?
They did. I'm number 2 on the leaderboard. So.
Yeah. Let's get you to the top.
Yeah, I'm trying to get number 1. When you running for president?
Yeah.
Huh?
It'd be a fun ride, dude.
When you running?
You know, the thing that we're rolling, right?
Yeah.
The thing that interests me about it is not even winning. Like, it's the only thing that I ever think about in my life where I don't think about, but could I win? I think about the game would be so intense.
Yeah, and
It
learning.
would be so violent.
Learning how to play. That's playing on the biggest level. Like, we think entrepreneurship and business is tough. Like,
I don't think we understand how nasty they get though.
Mm-hmm.
And I give them a lot of material, like that $400,000 video I did.
Yeah.
That'd be used against me. They'd turn all the people against me.
Now, the thing is, though, I pay attention when you said is that it's the attention. It's just how you convert attention. When you become a professional at converting the attention, any attention comes, you got to convert it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the good part, though. Like, from what we've seen and experienced in business, like, we deal with online trolls. So we deal with it every day. The teams is built for it every single day to deal with trolls. You run advertisement, you get trolls. You get on a video, you drop your phone. Right, but
exactly.
So, but
and that's why we're doing this. Sometimes a guy starts getting a little bit of traction, and he gets hit, he just shuts down. And so I know I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in a little refinery town, and my uncle said, "Look, fly under the radar, don't get too much attention." And I found out my uncle was doing some shady shit on the side, and that's why he told me not to get too much attention because he didn't want
the attention to come.
He didn't want anybody looking at him, so he was making money on the side, hustling over here, hustling over there. Like, never changed his lifestyle, never made any noise. And so he passed that advice on to me. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't doing anything wrong. I didn't have any shady thing going on. But if I adopted his ideas, I'd stay small.
I think.
And then me and you wouldn't be sitting here today.
No, and that's
legends,
one of the
living legends like we are.
Listen. That's one of the things that I kind of stand on is that people don't realize about generational poverty of how it's passed down. It's not passed down through habits. It's sometimes passed down through information. It's misinformation. We're not uneducated. We miseducated. Yeah. A lot of us have been taught to get rich slow, that we can't get rich. A lot of us is taught things like you said, stay small, stay quiet, and stay dormant. That's the things that keep us in those poverty mindsets. So when we have these trainers like the Unbreakable Challenge, and we were literally sitting there for days stretching people's minds, is people get uncomfortable with the stretch because they're like, yo, I was never taught this. Yeah. I was always taught to conform and stay comfortable in the miseducation. When you break that, we now create a system, and now people get to see, like, they're literally seeing people go, everything you were taught was wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
And it gets
poverty is a product.
Yeah.
Poverty was exported to hundreds of millions of people in this country. 76. I had Don Peoples in here yesterday. Don's a wealthy, probably the first or second wealthiest black real estate developer in America.
Yeah.
And I said, Don, do you think that poverty is being exported? Do you think he's like 100% has been for years. Through our education, through the advertising. I said, okay, well, I said, do you believe in financial literacy? He said, no, it's indoctrination. It's financial indoctrination. To be poverty, to have just enough to be satisfied and not burn the city down, like not to burn the White House down,
Yep.
just to be just enough. And then every 10 or 12 years, they slip it out from under you because then you got to go on the hustle again. And I said, well, let me ask you this. What about saving money? He's like, no, that was an indoctrination, benefited the banks. I said, how many black banks are left in America? He's like, 2. There was hundreds of them years ago.
Yep.
I said, well, what about the IRA and the 401k? It's like complete indoctrination. There's no reason any entrepreneur anywhere in America under the age of 50 should ever have an IRA or a 401k. They should be invested in themselves and their business.
Investing in yourself, investing in your business. A lot of people think that it takes a lot to invest in a business. Like, how much money do I need to invest in a business? Not realizing that it's more so your time that you invest in yourself. And it doesn't matter what the business is. It does not say, hey, Grant Cardone, if I listen to him, I have to learn real estate. It's like, no, the principles apply to every single business. The same principles apply if you're doing it. Hell, if you do insurance, if you're doing roofs, the same principles apply of what level you play at. It's all about the structure and the mindset that bad indoctrination that's happening to us growing up. We've been miseducated. And so now when we actually come together and showing the light, indoctrinated. So now as you say it, and now people get to see it, that's one of the things I think was so important this week. I sat in, I listened, like when we say the way that we approach things, when they say building your list, like simple fact of building your contacts, like the people that you know, who do you have communication with? Who can you communicate with? These are things that are simple.
Market?
And where are they hanging out?
Where's
your money? And a lot of times we say, where's your money? And that's a broad question and people won't focus in and go, well, where are the people who spending money with me? That's one of the things that I want to speak on, that I'll be speaking on, and I spoke on today, is my target audience. I'm black. We like music, entertainment. That's the only thing we got. Fucking music, entertainment, and entertainment is sports, right? So I said, well, as a business owner, I know we have a small niche. Entrepreneurship is a small niche in the black community, in our community. It's not a big thing in our community. So I go to podcasts. But instead of me getting on the podcast, I go say, hey, I got Floyd Mayweather come to my conference, and I bring the biggest podcast out and let them do an interview. I put me right in the middle of it and not talk. I said, I just need a segment, 10 minutes in the middle of your interview to explain what happened. I did this, I created it. This is a business conference that you're seeing. This is live, boom. I create an email campaign that's evergreen. It always runs. Why? Instead of me doing an interview, I get 200,000 views. Floyd Mayweather does an interview, it gets 4 million views. But the 4 million views now puts people in the evergreen where they're in my system, they texting in, they opting in, the emails, my list grows. I now can communicate, and I expanded my reach 10 times what it usually would be, because I'm looking at how to find my money, how to find my audience, and that's things that I perfected. But I think that's the thing that when we do it, and as we're educating people, showing people what's possible, is why people have to take advantage of the Unbreakable Challenge and all the systems that you guys put in place.
And they have a lot of your audience has taken advantage of it, and they were smart to do so. So we won't let them down. You know, the offer we made was phenomenal. So if you guys that have seen this and haven't taken advantage of it, man, like, do whatever you got to do. If you can't figure out that hurdle, by the way, let me just say to you, somebody said, man, I'm having trouble with the $997. I'm like, okay, we created a payment plan. And then if you can't figure that out, like, and this is what you were saying, if you guys cannot figure out that, how are you going to figure out $1 million? If you quit on $997 for 3 payments, you quit on showing up. You look for reasons why it won't work for me because it won't work for him, or it won't work for him because it did him because you don't wear a blue jacket and I wear a tie, and you look for all these reasons. Like, if that's all it takes to throw you off the hunt, you're not going to make it anyway. And then I want to tell you, we're in 16 businesses now. Every single one of them are different. You mentioned HVAC, roofing, chiropractic, dentist, health technology, education, events, cybersecurity. And then we consult thousands of companies across hundreds of verticals. We're probably in every single vertical except the government. We try to leave those people alone because it takes too long to close a deal. But this stuff works. We're in 38 countries. The information we're sharing with you guys, we're dealing with people. Your business is about people. It's about, how do I make contact with a person? How do I stay connected to them? How do I communicate that I have something to solve a problem? And then how do I convert them to where they're accustomed.
21
to
days
chopping
to
it up.
21 days to break a habit, and the way that you set it up,
Exactly.
the thing I look is the way that it's set up is for people to win. Listen, if I told you let's put a 6-month process together, it's too far for us to lose communication, for you to lose momentum. Right now, people aren't motivated. Right now, you're learning. You've been in the system, in everything for 5 days learning. Once you get in the room, that's where everything changes. When you get around people and you get to feel that kind of energy, everything changes. So people that's taking action, you guys are still here. You're still tuned in, learning. You're motivated, inspired. Stay there. Let's keep you in that mode for the next 21 days, and hopefully that will last you all of 2023.
Running from my past, going on fast, going on fast.